Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our Day 4 Facebook Lives with our amazing speakers. We have been going all over the place today, and we will continue to have discussions. But welcome. Thank you for those who are joining us in the comments. Thank you for coming back. If you're listening to the replay, any comments you put, we will come back and cycle to get to them and answer them. And we just want to thank you for being here. It is, as Debbie said, where she is, a beautiful warm day of 86 degrees. Not so warm here, but that's okay. We're above freezing, so we'll take that.
That's why I live in Florida.
At 9 degrees. Yeah, we're at 6 degrees Celsius.
Yeah,
so you're going to Celsius. That's 9 degrees Celsius. Suzette's in Canada.
Yeah.
So that's 9 degrees Celsius, which is in the 60s. In my conversion, or the 50s? I don't know.
I'm not good with Fahrenheit at all. Sorry.
Again, everyone.
My husband knows the calculations. I don't.
Yeah.
I know warm better. It's funny. I'm better in Fahrenheit and warm, and I'm better in Celsius and cold. So I get confused. So welcome. We are here with Debbie J. Debbie J is one of our returning speakers. She's a ball of energy if you have not met her before. So she's been around.
Just ask the people on my chat. They know I'm just nuts. So, you know.
Ball of energy is kind of what you need on a Sunday when the clock's changed and we're all confused. So first note, if you are listening to the replay and you're asking about Bet's SVG pile for her card, it is now up on the website. It's on her page. It's also on the Meet the Speaker page. So grab it there so you can get it. She apologized for that. And if you want to watch Bet's replay, just go 20 minutes in and then she comes because she went to Walmart because we have our time zones and everybody's all mixed up. So welcome, Debbie. Thank you for being here again. Very excited to have you. We know where you are. You're in Florida.
I'm in Florida.
The first question we're asking everybody is scrapbooker, card maker, or both or more?
Mostly card maker. I played around with a bunch of different things, but my attention span and the amount of time I have to work with, I kind of have gone towards the cards because easy to store and so fast to do. I have done some bigger projects, but it's been quite a while. I've even done paper mache. I've got some big paper mache pumpkins, and I've done paper mache tombstones that went in the garbage after they got moldy in the attic.
Okay.
That'll happen in Florida.
It's been a while, though. Again, I haven't had the time because I'm making so many cards. Yeah, it's fun. It's easy. You can do little bitty works of art. Yeah, I'm showing the back. But yeah, this size works of art. And you can get them done in an hour or whatever.
Yeah, and that I can see the appeal to that. How did you get started in paper crafting? I've been talking.
You got it, Heather.
Awesome. Take a breath. It's okay. Actually, I think all of us, most folks have done some kind of thing when they were kids, and then life happens and you kind of step away. That's kind of what happened with me. I got married young, had 2 stepdaughters, raising them, and didn't spend any time doing anything that was just for me. So if it wasn't for the kids, it didn't happen. They're grown and they're out the house and all that. So I finally got back into it. And it really started because I decided I am going to be so productive this year. This was like 2017, I think. I was going to be so productive, and I got out a new planner. and then I thought, I don't like the inserts. So I decided to make my own. And then I looked online to see ideas from people. And I saw Jennifer McGuire. And I fell down that stamping rabbit hole, and I've never gone back. I still do a little bit with my planner, but I just have not been able to make myself really get in there and do what I need to do with it, because there's so much more than just writing something in it, which is how I learned to plan ages ago.
Excellent. Susan loves you, by the way. Love Debbie, and her daughter just did a paper mache stingray covering her whole door. That's cool.
Oh, fabulous. And I want to say hello to some of my folks that I see in there. Susan is in my is one of my subscribers, which is awesome. We got Miss Cordelia. Hello, Cordelia. I saw somebody say something to Hey Dawn. I'm looking for Dawn's name and I don't see it, but she's probably in here. She stalks me. I also added a couple of little comments over on Facebook because I know we're streaming to both. So if you're on either of those, please say hello and let us know you're here. Now I see Dawn. Dawn is the crafty visage. So hi, Dawn.
It's all good. My neighbors are banging on my wall doing something, and I don't know why, but what are you guys doing down there? I'm not sure. It's spring clean. It's fall cleanup, I'm sure, because we haven't had very many dry days here. We've had a lot of rain, so they're doing that.
Oh, that makes sense.
So tell us a little bit about what you did for your project.
So what I did is I grabbed out a couple of things that were on my desk at the time. It's a Simon Hurley stamp set and a Spellbinders embossing folder, and I love how the embossing folder turned out. So I've got this. This is one of them. This is a Simon Hurley stamp set, and I just colored that up with some alcohol markers. And that's not actually the first. This the one that I was thinking about when I first pulled out the stuff was this one. I already had this little bird already stamped and colored, and I thought, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and play with that. And so for the background, I used an embossing folder over some cheap foil cardstock. This is just stuff I got at Michael's, like, oh, I don't know how long ago. So doesn't really matter what you use for your background. Just doing the embossing, that just adds a little bit extra. And the foil actually, it adds a lot of extra shine. So these are really, really easy to do. For the dimension, I used layers of cardstock. A lot of times I use yeah, so I just saw Susan's comment, but basically for this, I just layered up layers of cardstock. A lot of times I use foam. I use foam on almost all my cards. But I think this turned out really, really nice. So Susan was asking, can you re-explain your process for layering up the strings on the ornaments? So this guy here, it is layers of cardstock. You can see, so let me switch cameras real quick and get my keyboard out the way. Okay, so we've got layers of cardstock. I think I did like about 4 or 5 layers there. And the string is basically the same thing. You've got a stamp where the die cut cuts out the little bow too. So what I did for that one is I left one layer that is the full stream with the little bow. And then I did layer it up, but then I cut off. I think you can probably see, you can see that little divot right there. I cut off where it was the bow on the back layers, so everything would layer flat. So now it's all, the string and the ornament are all flat. So did that answer your question, Susan?
We will see as the time delay goes on with us.
That means that I'll need to do another video on that at some point.
Debbie, do you have a favorite type of image? Flower and animals, trendy? What do you prefer?
I love a lot of cute stuff. I think there's a lot of different things. The company I work with the most is Spellbinders, so I have a lot of Spellbinder stuff. Embossing folders, stamps, dies. I do a lot of die cutting, more so than stamping and coloring. So even when I was coloring up these, I'm a little out of practice. And this one I colored a year ago. When I did a card with it last year. I love this set. This is just, Simon did just an awesome job. So Simon Hurley also has collaborated with Spellbinder, so I'm using a bunch of his stuff. Or that's kind of where I got part of my introduction to his stuff. So I just like them all, to be honest. I've got so many flowers though. I'm almost flowered out, if that's a thing. But I mean, they're all pretty. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with so many different things.
That makes sense. And yes, you answered Susan's question.
Awesome.
There you go. When you add a block on top of items to hold down after gluing, does it take longer for it to dry?
No. I've actually used a couple of different glues. I have for years been using art glitter glue, and I finally ran out because I had gotten one of those big bottle refills. I finally ran out and decided to try out Barely Arts, which has also got their nice precision tip, the whole bit. This one I'm finding, maybe it's because I don't shake it up well enough. I don't know. I think it takes a little bit longer to dry, which also means you've got a little extra wiggle room. But I use the acrylic block to basically hold everything in place so it doesn't shift around while I give it a chance to catch. I don't think that the block makes it dry any slower or for that matter any faster, but it holds everything in place. And I have started using that a lot more lately.
Makes sense. I hear you, Debbie. I have so many flowered stamps and die.
Yeah, and I've got so much stuff. I love a lot of the new stuff though. Every time I get a new kit, it's like, oh my God, this is so cute. I got to play. And then I get busy and I don't get a chance to play as much as I would like. So a lot of the things I've got, I don't get the chance to play with more than a couple of times. That's what happens when you're on design teams. So I do need to do a destash majorly.
How do you go about destashing? We had that question a lot in some of
I'm
ours.
still learning. Let's just put it this way. I am still learning. One of my plans is to do some mystery boxes as I make the time to go through all the stuff and start deciding, okay, what am I getting rid of? Because there's a lot of stuff I can't let go of. But yeah, I'm working on that. I've only just recently started trying to do the mystery box thing. So I did do that in around Halloween. A lot of the leftover stuff I'm going to be donating. We've got a Goodwill that's local that I'm going to be donating a bunch of stuff, and then I need to start into the next group. Yeah, I have to start into the next group of things. So I've got a lot of Christmas stuff that I haven't used in at least 2 or 3 years. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff and I used it a lot when I first got it, but I've had so many, and I love some of them. I've got a really cute, I think it's from Stampendous, a cat tree, and I've used that like 2 or 3 years on Christmas cards. I don't have time to go back and use those again because I've got so many new things from different design teams that are just so stinking cute. I got to play with them. So that's why I was asking. I need more hours in every day to be able to play with all the things.
That 1 hour enough. There you go. There's a spider.
Okay, how did they do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where's that coming from?
Okay.
Oh, I know what it is, but I don't know how. I didn't know you had that. That's
emojis.
Awesome.
I don't know how that happened either. So there you go. I'm like going on your screen, Debbie. Okay. I don't know.
Well, let me look because I didn't think it would connect to mine.
Funny. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe do it again. Susan, do it again.
It must be somebody on Facebook who's doing it.
It might be on Facebook. That's another thing that I like to do, and that probably takes up a little bit more of my time, is a lot of times while I'm crafting and I'm doing things, I have Twitch running in the background because Twitch live streams are so interactive and so much fun. And I want to bring as much of that as I can into my live streams on YouTube like this. Oh, that one is on mine. How the heck did that happen? Oh, I didn't know that would happen. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize. Yeah. I know what happened. There's a software. Okay. If you watch Craft Roulette uses something called Video Ninja for their streaming platform to get all the people in place and all the things. There is a Chrome browser thing that is from those guys. It's called Stream Social Ninja. That'll let you bring in some of the things. And this is stuff that I just added within the last 2 weeks. I didn't know that it would work when I was streaming on somebody else's thing, though. Okay. So I didn't know it was going to happen.
Well, there you go. Technology.
It's great. Okay, who wants to put some more hearts in the chat?
Are we on Twitch? Does that mean we're on Twitch, or this is people?
No, this is on YouTube. This is a YouTube thing that you're able to do.
There you go.
So when people start putting an emoji in the chat, it's automatically going to one of my browser sources on my OBS and adding what I'm calling an emote wall.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. See, it's okay, Susan. It's fun.
Yeah.
It also means that this is another thing you're able to add is just like in Restream and StreamYard, where you're able to add the comments up in the chat up on the screen. With this, I can do it too without paying for their services.
Yeah. So there you go. Cool.
And I didn't know I could do it on somebody else's stream though.
There you go. Got one less zombie.
Okay, Susan, about the zombie. I don't have the audio routed, but yes, you can do the zombie.
There you go.
My God. I'm assuming it's going to work. I don't know for sure.
But going back to what we were talking about before these emojis showed up on our screen.
This just says, I'm nuts. I'm sorry.
I think that's the really cool idea of what you said about giving mystery boxes, Tracy. When you're cleaning out your stash, you give it and you sell mystery boxes to your clients.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a couple of other folks that are doing something similar. And of course, I'm watching all of I want to look and see how they're doing it because I think it's just like with crafting. You see a card and you see, oh, they did that. Oh my God, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? So it's the same thing. I'm seeing other things that they're doing to help clean out some of their stuff. And it's like, that is brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? I'm going to do something similar. So if you're out there and you're creative and I take one of your ideas, yeah, thank you. It just means I think you're brilliant. And yeah, and of course, I watched too much of that stuff, so I don't really remember who I saw what from. But yeah, thank you.
Mystery boxes are a great idea. But even for someone who's not necessarily in business, they can still
Oh, absolutely.
gift their friends a mystery box, or make it kind of a special
Absolutely.
activity of gifting your friend a mystery box if you're cleaning out your stash, or
Oh, Happy Mail is
Um,
always
so
awesome.
Suzette, if you're on here, you could give somebody a mystery box, because Suzette was on a bunch of calls, yes, on Friday, and she was like, she was in the VIP crop, and she's like, I have a lot of stuff and I'm trying to clean my space and I don't know what to do with it. But that would be a really cool thing, is to gift your, I don't know if she's on to this time. She was on earlier.
Yeah, I
Gifting
have
yourself.
in the past sold things on Facebook Marketplace. And when I first started collecting, I did get a few things at Facebook Marketplace. But again, you don't know what you're getting if you buy it over there. So yeah. If it's someone that you really know, and you know that you like the stuff that they've been messing around with, then you kind of have an idea. So if someone's following me, they have a bit of an idea of the things that I like at this point, what I've used in the past, if they've watched older videos, that sort of thing. So they have a little bit of an idea of what they might get from me.
Oh, cool. Tell a little. Can't speak again. I'm losing I'm losing my brain here. Oh yes, there. So Suzette is on. Yes, it's an awesome idea for you, Suzette. Debbie's favorite die cutting tips is your freebie. Can you give a little bit about that?
Well, I do get questions quite a bit about, okay, for instance, one of my favorite things to use for die cutting, because it has helped me so much, is this. I'm in the United States, so this is the scrapbook.com magic mat, and it works fabulously for die cutting. I have been doing, like I said, I'm an influencer for Spellbinders. I get a bunch of their club kits every month. I get extra stuff during the month when they have new releases. So a lot of times, a lot of the videos that you'll see on my channel, I think there's at least 300, videos that are just Spellbinders related. And most of those are going to have die cuts. So I've been doing a lot. That being said, my first die cutting machine is still on I think it's still back over there. I've got a table back over here that's got the big, it's the Big Kick. It's the Michaels version of the Big Shot from Sizzix. It's the same thing. It just Sizzix gave it a different name from when they were selling it in the store. So I've got one of the big ones there, and it won't fit on my desk. So I would be standing over the thing cranking, and I hated die cutting. I could never get my dies to line up correctly. The plates would warp immediately first time I would run it through, which means I could still not get the dies to actually stay on their flat. If you can't keep the dies on their flat, they're going to shift. Even tape didn't help. So I really didn't like it at all. After I got the Magic Mat, that problem basically disappeared. Everything stays flat. Here's one of my plates. I have not had to replace these at all. I did have one break, and that's because it was super warped before I got my Magic Mat, and I still was trying to use it through it. And after a little bit of time, it stops working as well. These do warp, so you have to flatten them back out with a heat tool, and they work awesome. I've actually got a couple of extras because I decided, okay, they're on sale. I'm going to buy extras because I know I'll use them. I've been using these things for 3 years. I think I've got 2 mats that I use every single week, and I have not had to replace them yet.
And you use your machines a lot.
I use it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I just finished a video just went up this morning for the new club kits. So it's 6 cards that I did with that. That is all die cuts. Where's my button? That's the question I ask in my live streams all the time. So these are just, is that all of it? Where's the other ones? This is one of them. But all of these are die cuts. All of them. Those are the cards that I made just over the weekend. And this is like, this has got a lot of die cuts. This one is the stitch die. So I did a bunch of die cutting for that. But just sat here watching a video, did a bunch of die cutting and recording while I'm doing it. To put the cards together and to put that video together that went out this morning. So I love it. And I did include a lot of different things you want to think about, because my brain, die cutting is easy because I do it so much. But I also know that sometimes you got to kind of step back a second and start in the basics and show, this is step by step what you need to do. That kind of makes sense. To me, it's all second nature, but I know it's not second nature to everybody else. So I tried to include a lot of that information in those tips. I was trying trying to remember what I said. Words are hard.
Words are hard. I would agree with that today. Debbie also included, if you're a VIP, check it out. She included a Craft Along card class subscription, 90-day free trial.
Yes.
So check that out if you're a VIP. And if you're not a VIP, this is you can get it after the summit's over, but this is the last chance to get it at a reduced price.
Exactly.
There's a lot in the VIP bundle, some of which expires today. So if you are a VIP, go and check out what expires today. But there's some really great, if you use one or two things in the bonuses,
Absolutely.
it's worth the price of the VIP.
Yeah, and for my card class subscription, my next class, what it includes is 90 days of my Craft Along card classes, including the ones that have already happened. I do a live Craft Along card class each month that is recorded. So if you miss the live, you can still catch the replay, but that also means you can catch the other ones that have already happened and the ones coming up in the next couple of months. So it's multiples. It's actually worth a lot more than just the regular price on there. But the next class is going to be this next, on the 11th, on Saturday the 11th. And we're going to be making a fun fall card. And I believe I decided I was going to use, die cuts again. I'm going to use a turkey die cut, a turkey card. So we're going to make a cute little turkey on our card. So, but yeah, I'd love for you guys to hang out with me during that live stream, because then you can ask me your questions. I can see what you're doing, all of the things. And yeah, it's a bunch of fun.
Yeah. So thank you for that generous inclusion in the VIP package. So if you're VIP, sign up. No loss, right? You get 3 months. You see if you like it. And if not, if you're not a VIP, it's a great opportunity to be one. Last opportunity. And it's a great bonus. There's such really, really good bonuses in there. And there's some of the VIP some of the VIP bundles, some of the VIP bonuses expire and some do not.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah. Hey, it's fun. Got to find all these tech stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean they've had me cracking up laughing like I said, I've only had it up for like the last 2 weeks, and I have been cracking up with it. And I know I accidentally pulled, you know how you can pop out the chat? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what turned it on, and I forgot that it was going to happen. And I popped out the chat so I could see it. It was funny though.
We don't mind.
Yeah, but I didn't warn you.
Okay. If you haven't figured this out by now, we're pretty adaptable. Tracy and I don't get stressed out by a lot. We don't get stressed out.
Good. I'm so glad that Cobalt is now putting on a bunch of happy faces too. I love that. That is one of my favorite things. And there's a bunch of other stuff I want to add on. I just haven't learned it all yet. So yeah, it'll be fun.
We might be, it adds some fun in that. And these things can be kind of repetitive sometimes. Ours have not been repetitive at all. We go in all new directions. So
if you want to see more of those weird things, come see me on my live stream on Tuesday. I go live every Tuesday. You never know what's gonna happen. The zombie that she was talking about is this guy.
Geez.
I don't think you can hear it, but it has like a sound effect that goes along with it. So I've got different things like that the chat is able to set off. That's the fun thing. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, they set it off, and
everyone needs a good laugh. Exactly. You got to have a good laugh. And that's what, as the host, and Tracy can agree or disagree, but I know she'll agree. As the host, this is the fun part about bringing this together. It's great to have it all recorded, because we want the presentations recorded so you can actually see and you can have the instructions. Yeah. But the reason we do these lives, which is a huge time commitment for us, is this, right? It's about getting laughter and having fun and connecting with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you meet the real Debbie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get to have a conversation. I know some of the other summits, they just put the speaker on by themselves, but we want to be here to have this conversation and let it go wherever it goes.
Oh yeah, like sorry, Tracy, I'm going to say it, like spiders and snakes on the last one. If you haven't watched the one with Aaron Reed was just on a little bit ago, and they wound up talking about snakes in the pool.
Yeah, that sounds good, right? Now that's a whole different conversation.
Those things, we went all over the place. She has 2 boys though, so it's kind of understandable at the right age.
And Aaron is such a sweetheart. I was fortunate enough a couple of years ago. I've got family that they've got a house in right around Austin. So I got to meet her in person then. And since then, I've got to see her in person a few other times and hopefully again this year. But yeah, she is such a sweetheart and so down to earth and willing to. They got spiders webs on the screen and duckies.
And spider webs are okay.
But yeah, I mean, she is such a sweetheart.
Muting us out and not listening to us.
No, it's all good so far.
So spiders on Halloween cards, I'm okay with. But yes, I don't really like them real. I don't like them in life. I let my cats eat them if they want to.
Oh yeah.
Those were snakes that I thought were ducks, but those were snakes.
Those are snakes.
I did not know that.
They were kind of a funny shaped snake, but there you go. We could talk alligators because you live in alligator country, but there you go.
Yeah, I don't like gators either. No.
See, that's okay. No. We talk bears too, so we've been all the way down the line.
Oh yeah.
What do you do do you ever get out of your office and do something other than cards?
Not really. No, okay, this is something I tell people this a lot, but I don't think they really believe me. My craft room is not a craft room. I have a desk and some cabinets on one side of our Florida room, which we used to call our computer room, because that's where we would have our computers, right? And then I started crafting. And then my husband kind of stopped having to go into an office and has been able to work from home. So that's one of his desks. His other desk is over here. So I have to stay in this room. He will not let me have a craft room because he says he'll never see me.
Mm-hmm. I can see that because it's like, do you leave? Do you get up? Do you go out? No. Do you go outside?
I go to the other side of the house to get coffee. That's about it. But I've also got 3 big monitors in front of me so I can keep track of all the things that are going on. I've got a window so I can let light in and I can see all the fun plants that he's been putting up.
So do you go outside though? Do you like get fresh air every once in a while?
I go get the mail. Our mailbox is down at the end of the road and it's about a 1/4 mile down there and back. So I'll walk down there to get the mail. But no, I need to do more. I am starting to go on, I'm trying to do daily walks around our neighborhood and try to get a mile or so in because I need the exercise. But
Susan's asking, what do you do for fun outside of the Florida room? So there you go.
Oh, Dawn is right though. I used to do a lot more bike riding. Yeah, this is proof of the bike riding.
Bike riding as in a bicycle or bike riding as in a vroom vroom? Okay.
No, bicycle. I kind of wrecked my bicycle a couple of years ago and had this big gash and it took forever for it to heal. But yeah, I still have my bicycle done. I actually, my husband finally gave me back my power meter thing because he decided to buy a new one for him. But he's majorly into bike riding. Don knows he goes out on a bike ride pretty much every day. Okay. Hasn't gone on one yet, and he does. He's done triathlons like Ironman.
Oh yes.
So yes,
my niece does Ironman. My niece does triathlons, so I get that. There's a lot.
He has the legs too. He's sitting over here too, probably laughing at me. Dawn says, "Yep."
My husband.
He's just rolling his eyes at me.
Suzette says her husband refuses to share an office space with me, so I get lucky. So I have my own space for my craft room.
Oh, Susan says hi, Todd.
Jeez.
The small world thing. Any questions for Debbie about what she teaches, what she does? We get all over the topics here, but it's funny because when we did the June conference, we had a lot of technical questions. This time we've just going all over the place, which I think is good. I think it's good for people to know what goes on. I have a question because I haven't actually asked anybody this who is in that. When you're part of a design team, what does that mean?
Okay.
Well, it depends on the team. I just joined up another one. I couldn't help it with her.
I saw you posted that. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, the one about Pear Blossom Press?
Yes.
Absolutely love Amanda. She is fabulous. I actually got to work the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo that happened this last summer. She basically went to all of them all year. I got to hang out with her at Creativation, the whole thing. What she has done is she does the lights for the light up cards. And they're just so fun.
I remember those. You do that.
Yeah, she is so. Yeah, that's right. I think that was that what I did last summer?
Yes. In our summit, that's what you did.
But that's what her and her husband. Actually, I think her husband designed it, and she came out and that's her shop. That's what Pear Blossom Press, that's the big thing that they do. So what a design team does is they will, depending on the team, a lot of them will send you some free product to use in projects, and you've got a different kind of schedule as to what you should be sharing on your, they want you to share a YouTube video and or blog post or Instagram, something like that. I tend to do a lot of YouTube. I guess I'm just kind of in a rhythm with it, so I can get those done fairly quickly, and it's a lot of fun. And then when I do it, I need to take pictures anyway, so it goes up all over Instagram. And so I do all the, I'm not good on my blog. Basically, it's where they'll send me some things for me to try out, usually before they are actually released. Like the ones that I just showed from the video for this morning. This is all the club kits. I got 6 different club kits from Spellbinders for me to create something with, and then to share to everybody else to show them how to use them, just some inspiration, that sort of thing. And I've been basically doing that every month. There are some places on Facebook, if you are interested in becoming a design team member, pick somebody that you really, really like and apply. I was fortunate. I already loved Spellbinders, and Yana, I think, saw some of my stuff on Yana Smakula, saw some of my stuff on Instagram and contacted me saying, she's emailed me, and I'm thinking, is this real? Why would Yana be contacting me? So I Instagram messaged her and said, I got this from somebody saying it was you. Is this you?
Good
so
checking.
That was it was a fangirl moment. And it turns out that, so she said, here's, we've got a couple of different, a new release that we've got coming up. Here's a couple of things. If you're interested in doing this, we'll send you the product. Just make a project or 2 with it and share that everywhere. And it kind of has just grown from there. I've been on Spellbinders influencer team, I think close to 3 years now. And I love their stuff. So I've been doing a lot of that. There are other smaller companies that I'm working with too. Not Too Shabby Shop is awesome. And Jamie is such a sweetheart. And then Sabrina with Scrappy Tales, who is also local. And then Artistry Iron on Ink. Yes. And Ashley is here local. So I've been working with different ones of them. And it's basically the same kind of deal with a lot of them. It really just depends on what the company can afford to do.
Right.
So the smaller company, they'll probably give you product to try to, help promote some of their stuff. But if you don't like it, you're not going to do good projects, and they're not going to want to keep you. So pick the people you like.
Yeah, that makes
I don't
sense.
promote anything that I don't like. The thing is, I love it all. The companies I'm working with, I love all of their stuff.
So you're like an affiliate, or you paid?
I'm both. I've signed up for the affiliate programs as well. I mean, every little bit helps. One thing a lot of folks don't realize is how little YouTube creators actually make, even if they're monetized, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yes,
it really does. You gotta put your eggs in a lot of different baskets to try to just make enough to pay for your product.
Yeah, you have to, and it's not necessarily, I mean, there's a business behind it or a mentor behind it, but if you want to do it, think about it, right?
And that's the thing, for the majority of the time, it's been a hobby, and I'm finally transitioning into trying to make it into a business, but it doesn't pay for my time at this point.
No,
it will eventually. But
Hi, Debbie. Thanks for sharing your project. Where did you get your cute little heart that you pressed on the Misty stamp tool?
Oh, okay. Let me find it, because I use it all the time. Where did I put it? Oh, it's under my phone. This is actually I made this. I made this like a couple of years ago. I got one of their cupcake mold things, like from Michael's when they went on sale at some point, and resin and glitter. And then I just glued some foam and some felt on the back so it slides easy. So that's what I'm using.
You can sell those. Because people love this. I know what kind of tool I know what you're doing with the Misty.
Yeah, they're talking, and I don't have one of those, and I've actually got the stuff to make one that. Okay, I've seen where people have used like the lid from a candle jar to do that, to be the thing that they press on their, like, say, their Chucky tool. It's one of the things that people call them, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Excellent. When you work with foil paper, how do you prevent scratching, fingerprints, and smears from being on your final product?
Okay, so the foil that I use, the foil paper, I think I still have some over here. Maybe not. That's my good foil paper.
And somebody says thank you, and yes, you should make them and sell them.
I may have to do that. Okay, this one, this is cheap Michael's foil. Okay, so yes, it's got decent shine, but it doesn't really take any paper. It's because it's not as high a quality, I guess. It doesn't have the kind of shine that you'd expect. It's not like when I use my Spellbinders. I love the mirror cardstock. Mirror cardstock, this is much different. This one actually feels like, it's actually cold to the touch. It feels like metal. I thought it was metal, and I asked and said, no, it's cardstock. Well, it's okay. It feels like it's like metal over a white core or something, because it just is awesome. But this stuff is fairly cheap. And the technique that I used it on was just for the, okay, where'd I put it? With this kind of technique, it really doesn't matter. I mean, even if you smudged it, it wouldn't matter. And the cracks don't make it any worse, because yes, there are cracks on this. And I can see because I'm close up, I can see some of the little bits of white. Like, you can probably see a little bit of white right in there. But somebody who receives this as a card, when they receive this, they're not going to notice that. They're just going to notice, oh my God, look at all that shine and texture. They're just going to think it's pretty. And they won't know that it's not supposed to. And for that matter, you can make this so that it has more of the white showing. I can see some of the white showing right here. Just using a sander or sand eraser, or like this is a buffing tool, a nail buffing tool. You could take some of it off, and that would give it a little bit more of a grunge look. But either way, it's going to look great. That's the thing you have to remember. This is art, okay? This is art. So it doesn't matter if it looks a little bit off. Nobody's going to know that it wasn't perfect except you.
Yeah. But I'd like to also find a perfect product that's manufactured in any store, right? It's
Exactly. Exactly. Well, the thing is, if I go to a store and I'm looking at the cards, like say at a drugstore, and I'm looking at the cards section, I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot buy one of those anymore. I just can't. They cost like $7 or more a lot of times, and they're crappy quality compared to what I'm used to seeing from my friends that are card makers, or the ones that I make myself. Even if they've got a little bit of dimension because they've got the foam, they've got some kind of a thin card on top that's printed, not colored and stamped and all the things, but a thin kind of card. And then it's got a little piece of foam underneath, and it's not always lined up right. And the die cut around it isn't good. They just don't look as nice anymore. I mean, used to, I just do it as, you give a card to somebody because it's their birthday and you want them to know that you thought about them. Now it's like, no, I'm making these. This is a piece of art. But it really just depends on where you're at too, as to what you want to think about. I'm a perfectionist, which is one reason why I like dies so much, because they cut it out perfect instead of relying on me and scissors and everything getting not cut right. But I'm also getting to the point where I'm willing to let go a little bit, and if it's not perfect, incorporate that in. I mean, I just made a card for a hop that's happening tomorrow. That part of the process, I was doing some embossing and I messed up. So what did I do? I just put a focal image over the mess up. Nobody's going to know but me. And if I don't mention it in the video, nobody's going to know it there either.
Exactly. Error intention. I like Arlene's comment is she's a card snob. So there you go. You can be a card snob.
Yeah, I am a card snob now. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Any other questions for
I have a question.
Debbie? Yeah, go ahead.
Has nothing to do, I don't think, with your cards this time, but I'm just curious because you make so many cards. What inks, like what are your preferred inks, and for what? Like what reasons,
I've got a few different ones that I use. I've got my little minis of Tim Holtz regular distress inks in a drawer over here that are easy access, and they're small, and that's why I got them, because they were small and I could get all the colors and be cheap, right? So I have played with those. I don't play with them as much, but it depends on what color I'm using. The ones that I use the most often that I really love are Catherine Pooler. Love Catherine Pooler inks, and Simon Hurley. Those are my two favorites right now. I also use, VersaFine Claire whenever I'm doing any sentiments or anything, and I typically go over it with embossing powder. For that matter, a lot of times when I'm doing coloring, just like I did with these, I'll do black stamping with clear embossing over it. I'm not real good with embossing, probably because my clear embossing powder, my clear embossing ink, I can't see it on the card to know that it's done, which is the reason for my mess up on the card I did for tomorrow. A couple of the new ones that just came out for Catherine Pooler, though, are her metallics, and
Yes.
they are fabulous.
If you got them. If you got them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I love them. I love them, love them, love them.
And if you're a
As soon as
Catherine
I
Pooler
got
fan,
them,
yeah,
as soon as I got them, yeah, I had to test this. I've got some other metallic inks, and usually I have to stamp them lots and lots and lots of times to get anything to really show up. They just don't do as crisp. So I grabbed out a stamp that I had in my stash that I need to play with, and the stamp is from Scrappy Tales, part of her new Christmas collection, and it's this cute little deer, and this one is stamped in silver. This looks like it was embossed. This is just the ink that went straight down. So I thought, okay, one stamping, maybe it's a fluke because you never know, right? So I had to try it with the other two inks. So here's her champagne. You can't see it.
We just see it. Oh,
this one's in champagne.
Yes.
And then I did it in gold. The same exact image on black cardstock, and they all stamped perfectly. I don't know what she did, but she came up with something that is just fabulous.
And if you do like Catherine Pooler's inks, she has a 20% discount in the VIP package, which ends at midnight Eastern tonight, or 11:59 Eastern tonight. So take advantage of it. She never put her inks on sale.
Yeah, she just had an Instagram hop that I was part of on the 2nd. I think it was on the 2nd. And I did a light up card in one of those. I haven't done the video on it yet, but yeah, it's like I recorded, I haven't edited, so I got to get that up. So a couple of people asked me, how did you do the lights? Because I decided to make one of them light up. But she just did a hop, and I think there's a giveaway in that one for like a $25 gift card, but I think it's not over yet. I think it's going to be good through the end of the week. So if you haven't checked that out, you might want to look at the Instagram.
Yeah. Combine those things and you'll do really well. Because
exactly.
Like they never put their inks on. There are a few things that aren't included, and there are some exclusions in your 20% off.
But you might not be able to get the new stuff, but I mean, I've got a ton of her inks.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorites. I need to get more re-inkers because I kind of use them up.
You got that 20% off until the end of the day. So there you go.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining us. We have another one in 15 minutes, and we need to do the image.
I'm sorry. I'm taking up so much time.
No, you're not. No, not at all. It's been great.
I hope I was entertaining a little bit.
We always are.
I think it's been great.
Okay.
And people will circle back. If you are listening to the replay, put comments down. We will come back and answer them. If you're still looking for Bet's thing, it is on the pages now, so you can get Bet's SVG file for her cards.
Susan says the metallic re-inkers are still available.
Oh, there you go. Susan's shopping because Susan has two things. She wanted a gift card and she has a 20% off. So she's shopping.
Oh, fabulous.
Not a gift card from us, a gift card from something else that she was doing with Catherine Pooler, but she's one that
she's raking it in.
She is. So have fun. Thank you. We will be back in 15 minutes with Cindy from Dare to Be Artsy, who has really cool
she is a sweetheart too. I got to meet her recently too. She's a sweetheart.
And she has really, really cool designs. So there you go. You've got I don't even know what those are.
Those are hearts. Thank you so much, Susan.
Face red heart. That's what they are.
Yeah, they're hearts.
Didn't see exactly what they were. I'm like, okay, what are they? But there you go. So thank you so much, and we will be back in a little while. Now you've got hands. I got those.
Okay, if you want to play more with the emojis and stuff, come over to my live stream on Tuesday. Tuesday night, 5:30 Eastern. We play. I will be creating something, and I usually give away the card too. So just come and hang out.
So enjoy, and we will see you. And thank you, Debbie, for being part of the summit again. It's a joy to have you here. So really appreciate it. So thank you.
You guys have a great day. Bye, guys.
Bye.